and let DJ take it away.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're here.
Good
So,
morning.
been here for a while, so this is pretty exciting. We're going to start with tell me some of the issues that you've been having that you haven't been able to overcome. So just get off mute, everybody come off mute and just shout out. What kind of problems have you been having and what would you like help with today?
Okay, I've been, go ahead.
Go ahead. You go first. Go ahead.
Okay, I've been attacking the expireds
Okay.
from a little ways back. And some of them, when I call and make the my spiel, so to speak, asking them, are they still selling? Are they still interested in selling? And some of them saying no, but then I think I'm cutting off my conversation too quickly. I would like to kind of figure out, dig a little deeper, and how I would go in to dig a little deeper if they do say no.
Okay. Okay, next. Who's open up your, if you're going to talk, open up your microphone early. Because this is an open concept. Just open up your mic, please.
I'd love to go over for sale by owner script.
Okay.
I have a long list, DJ, Coach DJ. So I'll let everybody else get in what they want to get into.
Okay, go, Steph.
That's it. For sale by owners is one of the things that I want to target. Working on the CMA box and what to say when I actually present that to the homeowners.
Okay, so you're sending CMAs out and then you're calling them?
No, what I would like to do is Natasha's approach, where I gather their information through Remime and put together a CMA for them, for the homeowners that have, had the property for, 10 plus years.
Okay.
And have basically looking at all the research and presenting it to them and saying, I want to walk up to the door. I want to door knock and see if I can get in touch with the homeowner. And then I also want to call them. I want to drop, if they're not home, I want to drop it off and then follow up with them. And I want to be comfortable with what to say and let them know how I can help them. So if we fear the script, and a lot of those people that I'm going to target too are for sale by owners. So that's just two on my list, 2 things.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Somebody else, anybody else, or everybody else perfect? Nobody else is having problems?
Yeah, I want some advice on what to say. I had an aha moment this last week because my next door neighbor, I found out that my next door neighbor posted, she put her house for sale without me. So that was, after I've been sending magazines and postcards and I called her up and I said, listen, we've been, neighbors for 20 years. And I said, she knew that I'm a real estate agent. And I said, what happened? Where are you going? Well, me and my son are going, to this townhouse, and my ex-husband is going. I didn't even know they were getting divorced. He's going to live with his girlfriend. So that was a really awkward, conversation there. And I know she cannot do anything about it because she already put her house for sale with somebody else. But she told me that she was buying another townhouse. And, I said, I texted her and I said, listen, if you, are thinking about buying, I'm still here for you. And then she replied to me, oh, thank you. But I do have a realtor now. So that's not the first time this has happened to me. So I don't know if I have another friend who's putting up her house for sale, within the next few months. She's exchanging the roof on her house and she's pretending to do by sell by owner kind of thing. And I have approached to her. We know each other for a long. She's not my neighbor, but we've been friends. Our kids grew up together and play soccer together. And so right now she's not picking up my calls. I sent her, a presentation, me and my partner, and she's just not willing to do anything with me. So in another, chat that we have, we were discussing about this, that, I was really counting on my sphere, to do a lot. And apparently many many people don't want to choose family or friends, especially friends, to, sell their house because they're afraid. I mean, they're not afraid, but they don't feel comfortable for a friend to know their business, if they're getting divorced or separated, or the financial state, something like that. So if somebody has, like an idea to me, or a tip for what to do in those situations, that would be great.
All right, thank you. Anybody else have something they want to talk about today? Some issues that they've run into that they didn't know how to handle? Feel free to talk. This is a private zone. This is a safe zone. How about that? Ruth, jump in here.
My baby's crying in the background, so I can't talk right now. I was gonna jump in, but she's crying.
Anybody else? Okay, Marvin, you have nothing's happened that you have problems with?
I would say two that I have an issue with, and it's another agent said they give me more money, and the second one is cutting the commission.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to touch another agent not giving you money, but I will talk about cutting commission. Okay.
I wanted to also bring in a lack of experience, or a lack of experience also in like high-end sales.
Okay. Okay.
And
Might have their hand up. Who had their hand up?
At me.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
sorry. Also on the same line about friends, I have a situation, for example, of friends of mine who end up buying a house for sale by owner, and they didn't told me that they were buying. Now they want to sell it a year later because they don't like the area. But the husband is very, very stubborn in the sense that he called me, is like, I want to sell I'm thinking about selling the house, and I want to please to go there and take pictures. And I'm like, I don't take pictures. I will call a professional to go there and do it. No, I don't want to waste money on that. I was like, I'm going to pay for it. If you're listing the property with me, I'm going to pay for it. No, there's no need. How much are you going to charge? And he's the type of person who doesn't want to pay, and he wants much above market price. He put about almost 100,000 in renovations in that house. And he got more expensive than he was if he had gotten with me, because I knew the owner of that house before.
Okay.
The owner raised the price after talking to me. So he paid more already, and now he wants much more than the market is asking. And of course, we will talk next week, but I know that he will try not to, deduct the commission or reduce the commission or something like that. And he already told me that he took the pictures already. He already took care of the pictures.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Elise, how about you?
I actually was going to say, I've had a few buyers who they're just like, I have the conversation with them. They're like, I really need to buy a home, first-time home buyers. Give me all the details, ready to go, say they're ready to pull the trigger, and then they don't. And, obviously the first step is pre-approval and everything. And it's like, I just don't understand like where to go from there. I mean, I've tried and they're like, oh, I'm so thankful for you to being patient with me and whatever. And it's like, okay, but thought you said you were ready to go like now.
Okay. All right.
So
Okay. Alice, do you have anything to add?
Just got here, so what am I adding to? I'm sorry.
Do you have any issues that have come up that you want to talk about? You want?
No, I've had a bunch of wonky experiences lately, but they've all been resolved by my broker pretty much. Just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about-
I don't have anything too wild and crazy going on right this second.
I'm sorry, say again.
I said everything is copacetic right now.
Okay, good. All right. How about you, Ken? Jump in here.
I'm sorry, I've been working on something and I haven't been paying attention.
Okay.
I've been doing a little research. Sorry.
That is totally okay. All right. As we go through, please jump in. If you please help me out, because we are going to do some role playing. We're also, I just want to ask you, do you know, does anybody know who Tom Cruise is? Do you know that Tom Cruise is worth $600 million? And do you know how he got there? What would you say he does more than anything else when he's doing a movie, before he does a movie?
Prepare.
And how does he do that?
Practice.
Yeah, he's like a concert pianist. I mean, the guy probably practices 8 hours a day, every single. He's a master at crafting his whole performance.
He does. He is, but does he write his scripts?
That I don't know, but I don't think so.
No. So when people tell me, oh, that script doesn't sound like me, I can't do that. Oh, that sounds too, whatever it is. I want you to think about Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise made, I believe it was $150 million for the last MI that he did. $150 million, yes, for that Mission Impossible, last one he did. Do you think he said, oh, I can't because that script doesn't sound right to me? Or do you think he said, okay, sure. Now, did he make adjustments? Maybe, probably, because he has earned the right to do that. But as newer agents, you haven't earned the right yet to actually throw away all the scripts that have worked and that people use that do work. So when you get a script, I'm not saying you have to do it word for word. I'm just saying that, like Tiffany talked about earlier, before you all got here, is that there might be some wording in there that you haven't used and might be absolutely beneficial. There's a book out, where's my book? That we've talked about before on these calls, but it's called Exactly What to Say. Now, this book is $9.99 on Amazon. It is so powerful, you have no idea. There's another one that he just came out with that's called Exactly What to Say for Real Estate. And it talks about what do you do? How do you overcome these kinds of objections by not manipulating, but by using the right words. Because people react to words. They react to you, they react to your emotions, and they react to words. This is an amazing opportunity. This guy's brilliant. If you haven't heard him speak or you haven't read the books, you're missing out. So my challenge to you, no matter what else goes on today, go onto Amazon, spend $25, get these books, and start reading them. We are actually trying to get him to come in and speak to us, but can't guarantee that, but you can get the books.
Who's the author?
The author is Phil
Jones.
Jones. Thank you. I got it in front of me and I can't find it.
It's only an hour long audiobook. It's 1 hour long audiobook.
If you're an
That's
audiobook person, for me, I just went through and highlighted it. And so I can just open it up and highlight, like, oh my gosh, all right. So we can either do scripts or we can do role play about some of the things that you've done to start with. What would you like to do? Scripts? Okay. All right. I'm going to share my screen and give you some scripts, and you can take screenshots if you want. All right. Do you see Tom Cruise?
We see you.
You see me? Oh dear, I did it different. I did it incorrectly. Hold on a second. How do you see me? That's just bizarre. Okay.
You have to share the screen. We don't see your screen. Now we do, where something's coming.
All right. All right. I didn't push the right button.
Ooh, that's a cool bike.
Thanks. Let's see, open up. Come on. All right. Do you see him now? Oops.
We do. We see your scripts. We saw Tom Cruise.
Okay, good. Okay. So here's the layout of a script. You want to introduce yourself. You want to confirm the point of contact. This is you, right? I mean, I'm calling for Joe Jones. I want to make sure that's Joe Jones before I go into my spiel. State the reason you're calling, explain the problem your product solves, and request a meeting. Requesting a meeting is really important. So someone asked me for expired listings. I think that was Ted, right? So this is an updated script that I got just recently from a person that does 100 expired listings, takes listings from 100. Geez, I can't even talk this morning. Hold on a second. All right. It does 100 expired listing sales a year. Okay. So let's kind of go over this, and then we're going to do some role play together. So somebody read the introduction. I don't care who it is. Just jump in there. I can't see you anymore, so you're going to have to just jump in there. I'm going to move you over here so I can't see you.
I'm Reba, realtor with eXp Realty. I've lived in this area for most of my life, and I absolutely love it here. I recently started working for eXp Realty as a real estate specialist in South Florida.
Okay.
I noticed your property is no longer for sale. Are you planning on moving or on putting it back on the market? I know you probably. Oh, sorry. Is this
Okay,
a
let's
role
just
play?
role play while we're doing that. Okay. I'll do this part. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it back on the market. I really don't like people traipsing through my house. And, with the market being the way it is, I'm not sure I can find a house to live in. If I sell this one, I'm not sure I can find a house to buy.
I completely understand. I can appreciate that with you. I'm sorry, just off script. Do you want me to stay on script, or do you want me to?
No, go off script. That's fine.
Okay. I can appreciate that. We can definitely, that's what I do for, full time. I help people find homes in this, very interesting market here in South Florida, a lot of off market opportunities as well. So I'd love to help you out. But I know you've probably been called by several agents and that want to list your property. And I understand why from the pictures in the MLS. They look great. Your house is beautiful. I definitely see that beautiful pool in the back. It has a great appeal there as well. With my experience, I can tell that your property was just wasn't showcased as well as it should have been. Honestly, it should have sold quickly, and I'm sorry for you that it didn't. So
I know. I don't know why it didn't sell. This is a great neighborhood, and I thought the pictures really were done well too. So I'm not sure why it didn't sell. I just don't think my agent worked hard.
oh, I see. And what kind of brought you to that conclusion? What could they have done differently for you?
I don't know. It's not my job.
And
But
that's fair. Sure, sure. Yeah. Well, I'd love to get to the bottom of this for you. And I know this neighborhood well, working it a lot with different clients. So, and what may work for your home and getting it sold. So, would it be okay maybe just to buy you a cup of coffee and get some ideas on how I can help you put it back on the market and get it sold? And it'll only take about 15-20 minutes of your time.
Sure. I'd be
Great.
happy. Yeah, I'm absolutely open to listening to
Oh,
what you.
wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful. What's your schedule like? How's tomorrow at noon or Friday at 3?
Sure, I can do tomorrow at noon.
Wonderful. I'm going to send
Do
you a.
you want to come over so you can look at the house?
That'd be great. I can bring you a cup of coffee right there. So just let me know what you like.
Great. All right. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you.
Thank
Okay.
you. Likewise.
Comments. Let's talk about this. Is this a script that makes sense to you that you could use? Ted, is this something that you could use or make your own?
Absolutely. And basically, I introduced myself similar.
Okay.
That my name is Ted. I'm a real estate agent. I'm your local real estate agent, and I see that you that your home was listed. Are you still interested in selling?
Okay.
Then they come back. Sometimes they come back no. I said,
Okay.
oh, okay. So do you know what caused it not to sell?
Okay. All
And-
right. Let me stop you a second.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, when somebody's selling a property, their home, you never call it a home. It's always a property. Because if it's a home, then they have an emotional attachment to it. And they're going to keep that emotional attachment. The more you say home, the more they say, this is mine. When it's a property, it's something that, yeah, they were going to sell. So just keep that in mind. Anytime that you're working with a seller, it's a property. When you're working with a buyer, it's a home. So words are important. Okay, so let's use words. So so now, Ted, let's go back and let's role play. So you've told me who you are and you've asked me if I'm going to sell property. And I said, no. Then what do you say?
Oh, okay.
Or let me be you. Let me be you, and you be the client. Okay.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not really interested in selling right now.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask why? I'm always interested in why people decide put their house on the market and then take it off.
Well, I had a very bad experience with that real estate agent.
Oh. Where were you going to go if you sold your house?
Well, I was going to Alaska because that's where my grandkids are. So we wanted to go up there and hang out with them.
Oh, so you're giving up being with grandbabies so that you can, because an agent didn't do their job?
That's what it seems like, right?
It does. Now, okay, so I'm not perfect. Obviously, I make mistakes. But if I could help you sell it, and we took maybe just like a 3-month listing instead of a 6-month, and you could see how I work, and you could go be with the babies, would that be good?
Just might. That might work.
Okay.
I'd have to talk to my wife though. She's the boss.
hey, I'm not ever getting in touch in the middle of that. So absolutely. When is a good time for me to come by and take a look at your house? I did look at the pictures on MLS, and just quite frankly, I think there could have been a better job of that, showcasing your home, but I haven't seen your home yet. So would it be okay if I stop by tomorrow, whatever works for you, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon? I want to do it when it's light, because so I can see the whole property in the daylight, if that's okay. And so can we set up an appointment? I will come by. I will also bring you my marketing tools, the things that I use to market your home. You don't have to take my word that I do a good job. I'll also give you some names of people I've worked with, or some people on my team that can tell you a little bit about me and how hard I work for my clients. So what time works for you tomorrow?
Well, like I said, I have to talk to the boss.
Okay.
But for me, give me a call back tomorrow and we'll set up a time.
Okay, now, all right, I got to put you on the spot now. I'm really busy. And so, and I really, really want to see your house. So when are you going to see your wife?
This evening.
Okay, so can you text me this evening and tell me a time that works for you?
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, cool. All right, great. All right, I'm so excited. I'm looking so forward to seeing your house. And because I know I can help. I know I can get you up there to see those babies. That's my job, is getting you where you want to be. So see you tomorrow.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Can we double back to the no? When I said no, you said, what did you say that again?
I said, would you mind telling me why you're not going to put it back on the market? It's always interests me to know why people put their house on the market to sell and then they don't go through with the sale.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Give me some input, people. Who else wants to role play this script with some real life experiences? Just come off mute, please, please, please.
So this is off script here, but the problem I find with the expired listings is they're expired for a reason. You know, like when I get out there, they're wonky properties, or the people are like way overestimating what their property's worth.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's one thing to get the appointment, but I'm oftentimes not sure I could do any better than the previous agent. So like, it's great to have the appointment, but that's the struggle I find, is that they're expired for a reason, particularly in the market we're in right now, where everything was selling. So I don't know if I'm helping our situation here, but that's one of the challenges I have with taking on the expired listings, is just they tend to be really wonky properties. I don't know if you have any feedback.
Alice, I have to agree with you, because I've called a couple and I've noticed that they weren't letting their home being showed, like tours, like their availability for tours weren't very friendly for the public. Or what you just said too, they were knowingly asking for a lot. And the agent just did their job, as in the situation where they probably were like, okay, we're going to agree to like lower the price. And then they were just like, nope, we're going to let it expire, that kind of thing. So I feel the same way, Alice. That's where my little wall goes up, and like, oh, I don't know if I can handle the objections correctly.
Well, let's talk about that. Is like, okay, that property sold once at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has been on the market. Those people bought it. So it is a sellable property, unless they've destroyed it, in which case that's a whole different world, right?
Yeah, like wonky additions and stuff like that is what I've seen sometimes. You know, like they kept enclosing porches and enclosing porches, and it was like a series of porches. So, one example.
And remember that, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but we are the professional, right? And we have to be honest with people, and we have to say that. We have to say the honest truth without being offensive. And so let's just role play this a minute, Alice, and let's just say I could
be the property owner I just spoke with.
Okay. So Okay, we'll go through the introduction. It's fine. You know, I've noticed your property's no longer for sale. And I was just wondering, are you planning on putting it on the market?
Yeah, I really do. Yep, I want to get it sold. I really do. Yep, people are just, you know, I've had a lot of people through, and nobody's bringing me the right offer.
Okay, so do you mind if I ask why you're selling this property?
Well, see, I own all this land in this up and coming neighborhood, and that house is sitting on 5 acres, but I own the 20 acres around it. And I'm just waiting for the development. I'm just waiting for the market to go crazy. And I know what this property is worth because I know where this neighborhood's going. And they just are, you know, it's $1 million house. It is. If you took it down today and had to rebuild it, it's $1 million house. So listing it for 800,000 is a bargain.
So is there $1 million house next door to you? I didn't see that.
No, but they're coming. They're right around the corner. Because I know, like, right around the corner, they are selling for that, you know. So no, it's not, but it would cost at least $1 million to rebuild this house. It's that well built.
Okay, so so am I hearing you say that you just want to stay there until somebody else builds $1 million house next to you?
Well, I just feel like it's worth that because I just know what they did on the other side of Springboro, and I know what's going to happen here, and I just know that it's worth this much, and this is what I should get.
So timing isn't an issue with you. You're willing to sit there and wait for.
I've been trying to sell this property for 20 years. He literally said that.
All right, so if you
20 years, like, dude, the market is speaking to you. Are you listening?
Are you? So if you sell it, where are you going to go?
In the house right next door. It's my dad's house. That's where I'm living, right next door. I'm already there.
Okay. And is that house $1 million house?
No, but it's on all this acreage.
So, okay. So I guess I'm really confused. I don't understand how, I mean, if you want to sit there and wait for somebody to start building $1 million houses around you, I get it. And, but if you want to sell the property, then I guess we're just going to have to be realistic, because honestly, your property's not worth that. And the market doesn't bear that. So, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just telling you the truth. If you want to sell the house so that you can live with your parents' house, your dad's house, and you can get that money and pull it out of there, then, you know, we can probably sell it for 500,000. I don't know what the number would be, 500,000. And then you can move on with your life and not have to worry about this property anymore. Is that anything that you're interested in? Or seriously, I just want to know, I don't want to bother you. If you want to sit there and wait for another 10 years for the property to become $1 million house, I totally understand. Personally, I'm too old to wait for that long but if you want to sit there and wait, that's fine. I totally get it. If you want to, but I just want you to know that there are agents in town that can sell your property if it's correctly priced and if it's showcased correctly. So is that something you're interested in, or do you want me to just go away?
I'll have to think about it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna try to sell it myself first.
Okay. All right.
Or will you take a cut in your commission? Will you take, like, so, like, let's say we listed with you, like, will you just, like, only take, like, I think 6% is way too much. I think it should be like 3%.
Well, it is 3% for me.
But I don't want to pay the buyer agent. I mean,
well, unfortunately, that's not the way I work.
I know I don't mean to be a booger, but that was my most recent experience with
no,
an expired. And it is good to walk through it, but sometimes I guess he may just have an unsellable house, at least at his expectations. But I wasn't candid enough probably with him about the condition of his home, that, the way he'd enclosed various porches and everything had made a pretty unattractive. What the developers want to do is tear his house down, and he can't bear that. They want to take it down to just have the acreage. And he's like, it's $1 million house. So I can't get him. I did say to him, they may not want your house where it is because it's in the middle of the 3 acres. They might want to have 3 side by side and your house might be in the way.
So he's emotionally attached.
Very, yeah.
And so when you have emotions involved, you've got to get past the emotions some way. If you want the sale, the listing, and that's another thing, guys, you don't have to take every listing you go to. If you don't want it, don't take it, you know? And so sometimes when people are emotionally attached, you've got to wait until that attachment you have to move that attachment somewhere else. So either like we talked about with Ted, the attachment to the grandkids, that's what you can work with, right? So he's going to something. As long as they're holding on to something, you just need to move on.
Right.
Yeah. All right. We only have 20 minutes left. So I'm going to go to the next script. All right. And this one was, okay. For new agents, sometimes when you're new, it's kind of hard to go out and say, I'm brand new and I want to sell your house. I'm brand new and I want to be your realtor. So let's talk about this one. Somebody come off mute, please, and read this one for me, and I'll role play with you. As you be the realtor and I'll be the other person.
I can read it, DJ.
Okay, go.
I'm Reba, realtor with eXp Realty. I've lived in this I've lived in this area for 17 years and I absolutely love it here. I recently started working for eXp Realty as a real estate specialist for the Norfolk, Virginia area.
Okay, I'm going to stop you and say more specific.
Be more specific.
Yeah, and so maybe you say, I'm the real estate specialist for Hillcrest Estates. Whatever.
Oh, okay. So my neighborhood, basically.
Neighborhood is, right?
Okay.
So you're telling him that you recently started working with eXp Realty, but you didn't say I'm a brand new agent, right? So
correct.
Using words is important. Okay, so go ahead, continue on.
I was researching the individual properties in the neighborhood because I may have some interested buyers coming into town. I know it's kind of a strange ask, but are you at all interested in selling your property now?
I don't think
so. Go ahead, sorry.
Let's do some role play. So I don't think so. We really hadn't given it any thought. And kind of interesting that you would call me for that.
Well, I was researching the individual properties in the neighborhood, and I noticed that many of the properties in your area are going on the market at prices much higher than the average sales prices in your area. So I was wondering if you have thought about selling your property knowing how much the market has changed.
That's interesting. Huh. I don't know that we have, but there's always that opportunity. How much is my house worth? Do you know?
Honestly, I don't know that at this time, but I'm happy to make an appointment with you where I can come over and we can go over everything.
Okay.
Are you interested in meeting with me tomorrow?
Let's go back. Let's stop a second. So wouldn't you know that if you had been researching the individual properties?
I was always taught you don't give people like your commission and value over the phone.
No.
Maybe.
So let's say that, okay, let me be the agent again for a minute. So let's say, and you said, I don't really know. Do you know how much my house is worth? Couldn't you say something like, absolutely, I do. And I've been researching your neighborhood for months now because people want to live in it. It's such a desirable area. If you're really interested, I can put together a package for you in no time and stop by and deliver to you and explain it. To give you a number, it really doesn't make any difference without the explanation that goes with it. So how about we set something up and I drop it by? I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously you haven't thought about it and I get that. I just love this neighborhood. And when people come into town, I usually bring them through here. And sometimes there's no properties for sale. So I'm just trying to be proactive. So yes, you're right. Do not give a price over the phone and don't give your commission over the phone, but make yourself sound like a professional, like you've done all your research. You have all of that at your fingertips so that you can go right into, yes, I do know what your house is worth, but I haven't seen it. Okay, so maybe you say that, but I haven't seen the inside. I know what it's worth on paper. I haven't seen the inside. So before I could actually confirm that price, I really would need to take a look at your house. So does that make sense?
Yes, that sounds great. This is why we must do role play so we can get on the spot.
Yes, right. So just what I want you all to do is just relax and be yourself and and think about that person as somebody that you want to help, not that it's a listing you want to get. Because if it is a listing you want to get, I do get that, but it is something that can you help them? For example, when we talk about the neighbor that sold a house without contacting the agent that was her next door neighbor, why is that true? That is true because for some reason, we haven't made ourselves sound like or be the professional. We are still the neighbor or the friend. We have to set ourselves, we have to have two personas. We have to have the friend persona, the neighbor persona, and we have to have the realtor persona. And the properties, the information that we give them, the packages that we give them, the real estate information that we give them has to come from the realtor side, not the neighbor side. So you've got to up your game when it comes to your professionalism. I'm going to do, I think we have time for one more script. I'm going to move that for FSBOs. Okay. So you notice I kept the same introduction for all of these. And that's just because people, what do you hear? Somebody answer me, come off mute, please. When you hear somebody say, I love something about you, does that make you feel good? If somebody says, I love your hair, I love that shirt on you, I love those shoes, I love what you've done with your house, I love whatever, it makes you feel warm inside, right? So as a realtor, if you say, I absolutely love your neighborhood, all of a sudden you have a credibility that the person before you didn't have, that says, I can do everything for you, I can blah, 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 to get your house sold. You have to establish that emotional attachment in order to get the next step in. So, just kind of use that kind of wording, that scripting of doing something when you first thing out of your mouth is who you are and that there's something that you love about that property. If it's on a bazillion acres of ground, if it's for, oh my gosh, I just love it here. Every time I come by and I see the horses running, oh my gosh, it's so great. Get out of the script mode and get into I want to be your friend kind of mode going into this. Okay, for FSBOs, somebody come in and read the purpose of the call. Come on, people.
I'll do it.
Okay, good.
I'll do it. Okay, so you want to go ahead and start?
I'll be the client. You be the agent.
No. This is where I get to listen and learn, and I have my pen and paper ready right now.
Okay, Steph, we'll do it your way. I'll be the agent.
Thank you.
Okay, so I found your property on the FSBO website as a private sale. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot of people that are ready to buy as there were a few years ago, but I still do have buyers, and it makes sense for me to know the inventory on and off the MLS. So I wanted to reach out and see if you'd like for me to add your property to my list of available properties. I always try to keep a list on the side of properties that are for sale by owner, just in case I can't find anything in the MLS for my client. 'Cause,
Well,
you know-
my property is already in the MLS.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So you're paying one of the services to put it in there for you?
I don't pay much, if any. I don't pay anything. I just have, I do this all the time. This is what I get from them. I can't give you verbatim what they say, but I have I'm not paying anything. I can set it up, or I can set it up in different sites where it's for sale by owner. So I really don't need a realtor.
Oh, okay. Well, so let me ask you, how's it going?
It's still available. So it still hasn't sold yet. It's going okay.
Okay, so where are you going when you sell your house?
Where am I going?
Uh-huh.
You know what? We're actually thinking about moving closer to where I work. But my wife, she works from home, so it's not really a dire emergency for us to really move or to get into the buying or purchasing right now. So that's where we're just kind of trying to see what we can get for the house.
Okay. Okay. So where'd you come up with the number for the house?
Zillow.
Zillow. Okay. That's interesting.
I'm sorry, I can't help myself.
That's okay. That's okay. Zillow is an interesting thing. And
Well, how do you combat that? How do you tell people that Zillow is not a reliable source? And basically what I would do is to offer them a CMA at this point, but
okay.
You do it.
Okay. So I understand that Zillow, a lot of people go to Zillow and they look up
Mhm.
how much their houses are worth. Unfortunately, it's not always dependable. And sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't use Zillow for your house. That's it's your house, it's your property. You can do whatever you choose to do with it. All I'm saying is that if for any reason that you would like to sell the house and you would like to have it marketed, that's what I do. I really would like to add your house to my list of properties, but what I really need to know is it available for people to see?
It is. It is. I can make it, let me know whenever you would like to have anyone to come over, and I can make the arrangements. We work, so it's typically going to have to be after 6.
Oh, okay. That makes it really hard. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to make that note on my list because it's really difficult for when you have a buyer in town for just a short amount of time and at the end you can't get get onto the property they want to see. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to show it like that. So you wouldn't consider putting it on a lockbox, right?
Well, what does that entail? A lockbox, meaning that anyone can just come onto my property when I'm not home?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want just anyone to come onto my property when I'm not home.
Yeah, I get that. I guess that's one of the advantages of having a realtor is because, we control that. Yeah, I can see why it's taking long for you to sell the house. It's a good thing you're not in a hurry because it's probably going to take you a while with that.
Okay.
If you're open to it, I mean, I would still put your name on my list, your property on my list. And with the, obviously, because to do what you said, and you don't want people there without you, and you don't want them to come until us this evening and maybe on the weekends sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you're open to it, I'd like to pop by next week and tour your property. If you have some pictures on a flyer, I'd take that. If you don't, I can take a few non-professional pictures just for my clients to see. Because, when would be a good time for you?
To pop in
Yeah,
to take pictures. Well, I guess it would be after 6.
I can't. Yeah, I can't do that because the pictures just wouldn't be good. It has to be during the daytime. Can I do it on Saturday or Sunday?
Okay, yeah, we could do it on the weekend.
Okay. All right, then let's set something up for Saturday. Okay, so
Okay, let's go back to, because it's already in the MLS, so there are pictures. Let's go back to there's already pictures. So but you still want to meet with them, right?
yes. Okay, so there are pictures. Yeah, I know. I saw those pictures. If it's okay with you, I'd like to take some of my own.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So how did I make you feel?
Comfortable.
But did I make you feel like you were going to sell your house?
No, you didn't put any pressure at all. I kind of wanted to take over. It's like, this is, do I really want to go? Because I want to secure that they know that I'm coming with a whole presentation of I have a plan for them that can work for my buyers. And so maybe
you're pushing too hard. For this person that you were talking about, it's you go over there, you take some pictures, you became their friend. And then you say while you're there, you say, by the way, I'm really glad that you're not letting people in your house that you don't know. And I really want to caution you, even though you are there whenever you're letting strangers into your property, into your home, I'd use home at that time, into your home, it's dangerous. And so just be really careful and make sure that if you have any firearms, they're out of the way, they're put up. Make sure that all of your prescriptions are put up. All of your jewelry is out of the way. Anything that has value, make sure it's put away. I mean, I don't want to scare you, but it's just not a good time for people to be having a for sale by owner themselves. And that's just the way it is. So what I did was I did a lot of takeaway. Did you see that? I took away. You don't?
I do. Yes, I do.
So I didn't push. I actually pulled away. And then because, I'll put your property on my list, but probably not going to be able to show it.
Right. I noticed that.
So we are running out of time. We have 1 minute left. I really have had a great time with this. This has just been really fun.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you so much.
Did you learn anything?
Yeah, I just want to ask one thing. In this case, the FSBO that is in the house. And if the FSBO has the vacant house?
Let's end this and stay on, but let's let Tiffany stop the recording. How's that?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Tiffany, are you there? I should just stop the recording. I can't stop it. Okay, well, we'll continue then. Okay.